What happens if you don't like people, Nadia?
You're in the wrong industry. You choose another job.
It's not everyone slogging a skinny tee with fake tits in a bikini. You know what I mean?
Are you having a go at me here?
I'm not always confident. I mean, you might be sometimes, Elliot, hey?
I feel like I'm on the Elliot Garno roast on this episode.
Izzy, I've got an idea. You can come down for a Swans game and you can teach me AFL. It's a hot girl's guide to AFL.
Write that down. Hot Girls Guide to AFL.
Even last night, my husband was like, oh my God, can you tone it down a bit? Like, you're turning me off. We don't need you, mate. We're just a shared passion for a team. You can't emulate that any other way. I think it's like a great shared dialogue and like sharing joy and rage. Sorry, my water didn't break or anything.
Cut the mics, otherwise we'll never get rid of her.
I've got heaps more to say on this.
Good afternoon, Isaac. I'm just going to say on mic, because I just said to you off, you look very handsome today. And for those who are watching the show, I think that they'll be pleasantly surprised that you've put some effort in. Now,
Have we started?
Yeah, we started. Keep up, mate. You do this every week. And I honestly was like, I
haven't put effort in. I'll put a jumper on.
Well, it looks quite nice. And I was like, I could put some effort in today, or I could just be myself. And I just decided I'm going to be myself because I'm sitting here with you.
Mate, you got makeup done. You got stuff in your hair.
I have no makeup on. I stopped wearing makeup after episode 2 of season 1. I'm feeling slow. I'm feeling a bit tired. So
hungover.
Well, let me get to that. So last night I had Beck Harding and Andy Lee over for dinner. And they're getting married at the end of the year. There's a Bucks or a Hens that comes into the mix of it, right?
So what are you going to?
So I'm obviously on the bride's side. And subsequently I'm planning the Hens, which for someone like Beck Harding is a serious undertaking because she has very high expectations. I also have high expectations of myself. Yeah. And so subsequently we're going all in. Anyway, to cut a long story short, Beck and Andy came over for dinner last night. But we had, I reckon, 1.5 bottles of wine between the three of us.
Yeah.
Andy came late, so he probably only had a glass of wine. And I'm dusty this morning, which it is no secret. I can say this openly on the show. It is no secret that Elliot Garno likes a drink. And so for me to...
But you haven't had one for a while with the broken leg.
I know, maybe it's because I haven't really been drinking because of the broken leg and stuff. And now, I've been focusing on my recovery as per my physician's orders. But now that I can walk again, I'm like, shit, where's the drinks? Anyway, 3 glasses of wine, and I'm like, I'm a bit dusty. I'm feeling old and I'm feeling a bit tired.
Yeah. You're looking at it as well.
Well,
your Instagram profile picture's looking like that.
Mate, the Instagram profile picture, I'm so sorry to everybody. My DMs lit up. I felt like the thirstiest bitch online this week, truly. Like, I got rid of the pink dot, which had been there as my Instagram display picture for 9-10 years. And I think it had just become synonymous with...
It's concerning that you know how long your Instagram
profile
it's
kind of been there for as long as I've been online. But do you know what the biggest thing was? People were like, oh my God, RIP, end of an era, icon's dead, like pour one out, all this crazy shit.
No, it's just reinvented.
No, exactly. But the thing was, which I didn't necessarily ever think about, so many people were like, oh, we're not going to be able to see you watching our stories, or we're not going to be able to see when you've seen our stuff.
Because the pink dot
dot was so loud, much like its owner.
Yeah.
That you could see me screaming from a crowd.
Do you watch people watching your stories?
Fucking oath, especially if I'm like doing something to garner the attention of somebody else. We've all done that on social media.
Well, we live in a different world.
Don't tell me you haven't put something on social media looking for a reaction out of it.
No, well, isn't that what social media is? You're looking for reaction, like State of Origin the other week, New South Wales are playing, put something up, but I don't like track who's watching it and stuff.
But how are you finding that you're navigating the landscape of social media?
It's interesting. It's uncomfortable.
Why is it uncomfortable?
I guess the reactions of others. I have had some good mates, especially within the football landscape, more Hawthorn skewed, that have told me they will unfollow me if I keep posting this horrendous stuff. So it looks like I'll have a few unfollowers.
Do you like social media, like as a platform and as something to interact with?
I don't like how consuming it can be, but I think it has its place. And I very much enjoy... I get a lot of my news now from it. The hard thing is deciphering what is real, what is genuine, who's backing what. But it's like mainstream media as well. If you don't know who owns it and what their agendas are, then you've got to be you got to have a clue about what's going on there. But other than that, social media has its place. Would you say like Instagram is now your CV type thing?
I would say for a lot of people, Instagram or a variation of their social media is their CV. But
just on a side note, do you think if you're applying for a job, you should get hired and fired or employed or not employed by what's on your socials?
I know a lot of people who would put their social media on private if they were going for a traditional corporate role.
Yeah.
And then once they got the role and they were in there for 6 months and they were showing off that they were footloose and fancy free, they got their real personality back out and off came the privates. But in all seriousness, it is a digital portfolio. But I had come from a background like where my online presence came from had grown from my vocation, whereas I think it's so different now with the generation under us. Generation Z sees social media and being an influencer as a genuine, viable career.
Well, it is, if you do it right.
And if you do it right, it absolutely is. I've always had a fractured relationship with social media because it's taken me a lot to disassociate. I was all consumed by it in the beginning. And so I would document parts of my life and be like, how will that look on socials? And I'd buy an outfit and be like, cool, how am I going to snap that so it looks cool on socials? Like, where am I eating? What am I drinking? Now I've fully fucking pivoted in the opposite direction. Like, you know this as well. Like, I barely share my private life. I'll share snippets of my personal life. I like to be humorous. I like to be a place where people come for inspiration, to look at something fucking fashionable, and ultimately a bit of escapism.
So you've put thought into yours?
Well, I used to put a lot more thought than I do into now.
No, I'd say you put more thought into it now because you're very selective with what you do.
Well, yeah, that's kind of an ironic way of looking at it. Like, maybe to an extent. The less I show, maybe the more I'm considering what I'm showing.
Yeah.
So yes, you actually do have a point there. But I'm not expecting people to come for me to vlog my daily life, and nor do I want to. I'm not 20 years old.
But I think the guests we're going to get on maybe vlogged her daily life.
Well, this is the thing. So I thought that we needed to call in the big guns.
Yeah.
We need a true expert who knows this landscape better than anybody. And it is one of my best mates, Nadia Fairfax. Now, Nadia was the original Australian it girl.
The OG.
Nadia was the OG.
I only realised what OG meant about 6 weeks ago.
Original gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think OG just is OG now. Like, you can flick that. It's all about the abbreviation. But Nadia was one of the first people to turn a digital platform into a viable career. And the landscape has changed so much now. And I'm really interested to see what her take is as one of the women who genuinely paved it for the generations that have followed to turn this into a genuine, lucrative career. So without further ado, Nadia Fairfax. And what do I always say? Put in clapping sound effects. Clapping sound effects for Nadia Fairfax.
I'll do them instead for myself. Woo!
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mike Wazowski to the channel. Like, look, she is... when are you due?
I'm guessing... I'm not going to ask the question. Elliot can ask it.
You're due next
No,
week, right?
I just swallowed a basketball. Is it? No, I am actually due in 4 days. So, like...
In 4 days?
Yeah, 4 days. So, like, technically I could, like, my water could break right now. We could...
That would be so good.
Would it be good for ratings? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, can we do the birth live on the show? That would be so fun.
That wouldn't be great for ratings.
Also, we've only got 20
is
minutes,
it?
so unless the baby's...
I've been in 3 birthing suites.
I kind of wanted to bring up this influencer culture at the moment, and I've always felt that it's starting to reach its breaking point, especially for our generation. You know, everyone's selling, everyone's posting, everyone's like building this community. So where do you actually go and find that community? And I thought the best place to start was with a mutual friend of ours, Ali Mae Carey, and the Substack she wrote. And the reason that I reached out to you for this episode was because you shared it. So...
Did you just speak Mandarin?
I'm not, just keep up. The philosophy of the Substack was that she was saying what the original women of the internet, where they are now. So she said, there's an entire cohort of women, the ones who built the early internet, who invented influencer culture before it had a name, who are now in their mid-30s, all arriving at the same junction simultaneously, all asking versions of the same question. Who am I in this industry that I created? And does the person I've become still belong here? We built something extraordinary. We created an economy from nothing, established creative careers with no precedent, reached audiences ways traditional media never managed. We did it while being young and navigated an industry that was making up its own rules as we went. So what's your take now? What do you actually take on influencer culture in... Actually, no. My first question is, do you think the word influencer is a slur?
I think, yeah, it has become a little bit of a slur, in all honesty. But I mean, that's person to person. Like, I've taken it back in my own head and my own mind that, you know, it's not. Like, I'm so... It's kind of embarrassing. I'm so proud to do what I do and to help small brands to build, to make money. Like, I just think it's so cool that we get to share this creative thing, and we're here to help build other people's business. And I think that's really special.
But it's crazy. Like, I was on your Instagram on Monday. We now sit here and record on a Thursday, and Nadia just posted some vases, and I immediately followed through the link and bought the vases because
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
But what people
I've been to your house and you have a florist that comes once a week to zhuzh up your flowers.
I know, but like, hello.
That's a small business, the vases. You know what I mean? Like, during COVID, like, I had businesses that would send me something, and then I would post it, they would sell. And there were people writing to me saying, like, you genuinely kept my family fed, you know, like. So there are things like that, you know, that is kind of special, and it's not everyone slogging a skinny tee with fake tits in a bikini. You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't noticed those on Instagram at all, Nadia.
They're the only ones you follow, is he, right?
What you have always done is you've always collaborated creatively. You've always aligned yourself with brands and taken it outside a static, obvious sponsored post like many people we know have done. You've always been like, how can I creatively contribute? How can I direct the campaign?
How can you make it your own? How do you make
it your own? What's the imagery going to look like? Not some lazy post for a brand that's giving you some money and you're standing in front of a white wall and you've genuinely taken...
Are you having a go at me here?
The creativity to the next level. So do you think that influencer culture is creatively dead?
I think that it's very healthy in some areas. I just think it's oversaturated, and sometimes, or a lot of the time, we're getting fed sort of the grosser stuff that isn't as aesthetically creative or as interesting, because I believe what happens is someone does a post and it's totally fucking cringe or it's tragic and it's getting shared. And that's what people are going, oh my God, have you seen this? How embarrassing is this? Oh my God, they're twinning again.
But is that good marketing?
Well, I don't know. If that's what you want to be seen as, cool. If that's the reputation that you want, I want people to share the work, because it's like, oh God, how cool is that? How interesting is that? Like, God, she's so individual, or like her outfit is vibey. How can I emulate that? Not, oh, here I can go to a luxury shop and buy the exact look. You know, I think there's something really special about that. And I think individualism is what's going to survive. And we've seen like such a dip. So like early internet culture, early Instagram, like influencers, it was all about taste and, you know, setting yourself apart from other people. And I think that was awesome. And then it's sort of swapped a little bit. And I went to like clean girl, green juices, everyone doing the same goddamn Pilates class. And like, it was all a bit basic. And then I really have felt in this last probably couple of like maybe a year, 2 years, that it's going back to like, people want to see like fun. People want to see interesting things. People want to be inspired and not just sold something. And this new generation, this younger generation, they're like totally across it. Like they know that you're a loser. And so they're not going to follow you. They don't care if you've got cash. They don't care that you can go and shop at all the design stores. They want people who are fun and interesting and that are going to bring something to their lives.
So to that effect, Nadia, if you're starting out in that business, what advice would you have for someone now starting out? The newer generation, or there's older people, there's two idiots starting a podcast. What advice would you have for people that are now becoming a so-called influencer?
I think having like your own point of view and your own taste is crucial, because if you don't have that, then like what's the point? And why would anybody want to emulate what you do or how you style your clothes or live your life, you know? And I think ultimately that's what we're looking for when we look on social media. We want to see something that inspires or is aspirational in a way. And you think, oh, I want that, you know? And you do it subconsciously. It's not like you're, looking, going, oh, what, you know? I think it just happens.
So talking about subconsciously, what's your best subconscious purchase then?
She doesn't purchase anything. She spends money on holidays. I tell you that.
But something would have drawn you
fucking
in.
Shit, but she loves an expensive holiday and she goes on a lot of them.
Yeah, but holidays are on Instagram.
Yeah, they are. They are 100%. I like experiences, and that is key to my life and my lifestyle. And subsequently, it has been part of my job, I reckon now. People always ask me where I'm going, dining, where I'm staying, what hotels. So travel is just another element of what we do, I think. So, yeah, I think subconsciously, hotels, probably good hotels, seeing that.
Now, I want to reference a little bit what Ali had said in her Substack. And the post reference talks a lot about the whole cohort of women of which you are leading from the front there, who built the early internet asking, do I still belong here? Have you had that moment privately?
100%, multiple times. It's not necessarily do I belong here, it's whether I feel I want to belong here anymore. Is this really what I want? Do I want to be sharing? I have a young child. I have a partner who doesn't have social media and can't stand it. I have to make those decisions. So it's like, is this really what I want? Is it not? How do I then change it to suit me in the way that I want it to? There is always like a new shiny thing and a new shiny person who's 22 or 23 and, they can post in a different way that you post and they do different, I don't know, it's younger, hotter, newer, shiny. And so you do compare yourself a little bit. Like it's just human nature to do that.
I think as creatives, we intrinsically are geared to compare ourselves because one, we work freelance. And two, our industry in Australia is so small, so subsequently it's quite saturated.
Yeah.
And everyone knows, Nadia, that the millennial babies are the best. So we've got this new generation that are coming through. They might be younger, they might be shinier, they might be wearing white tops, they might have their boobs out, but we just let that slide. We were the ones that got home late. I heard you built your career off maybe possibly being in nightclubs, which... That's sort of...
The other reason she's not one right now is because she's 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh, stop it, mate. You're just as...
And the only reason I'm not right next to her is because I'm sitting in a studio in Melbourne.
Well, I feel like I've known Nadia forever, and I'm really looking forward to having that drink in 4 days' time.
Yeah. Well, the question, the last thing I just want to ask on this is...
Hang on, I've got heaps more to say on this.
No, we're not done with you. We're not done with you.
You stop. I want to hear Nadia.
We're not done with you, but I want to say... What's the biggest misconception?
I think people obviously think it's like all champagne and frocks, and it's all sort of like bubbly. And look, I guess for some girls it is like that. But I work really hard. I think I'm known in the industry to have like quite an intense work ethic. It's actually hard. There's a lot of organization. There's a lot of creative process. I mean, I don't just post. Like, I produce events for brands. I consider myself like a small publishing house, really, because you take a product and then I can either help design it, make it, push it out there. I'm distributing it. I'm making the creative. Like,
I think that's ultimately where the longevity comes from. Like, where you've been amazing, where one of your counterparts, say, Elle Ferguson, has been amazing, is you've thought with longevity and you've thought creatively. Like, Elle's gone on and started Fell Studios. She's got a fake tan brand. Yeah. You've become arguably one of Australia's most recognised creative directors. You collaborate across design and everything from top to toe with the brand. So I think that the biggest thing to recognise that if you are going to be put in front of this opportunity, think with strategy. Like, go and think, how can you genuinely value add to these brands or start your own?
But as well, something that I really want to add here is like, it's not just about what you're posting and what you're making. It's actually about personal connections. And it's, going to these dinners and actually being present and not being on your phone the entire time. Yeah, get your content, but then the phone down. You really have to focus on the person you're sitting next to, those connections that you're creating, because that's where your next job comes from.
What happens if you don't like people, Nadia?
Well, fuck.
You're in the wrong industry. You choose another job.
Yeah, no. I don't like everyone. Let me tell you, and I think that's also just part of the job. Like, you do have to create conversations with people that you don't necessarily love or maybe aren't that easy to talk to. But that's a skill in itself and a big skill of what I think part of our culture and job is. And that's how it started for me. Like, it wasn't what pretty pictures I could post. It was like how many cool people I could get to come to a nightclub with me. That's like real influencing,
Yeah.
So favourite Sydney nightclub then?
There aren't any anymore.
You got the lockout laws, don't you? You got lockout laws. So tell me your favourite content that you've produced for a brand and favourite brand to work with.
It's hard to say a favourite one, because I think as you grow and you creatively grow and you see things differently, you get over something you've already done. So it's kind of the next.
Yeah.
But I recently I've done a collaboration with a jewelry brand, and we created this sort of Wes Anderson-esque film, and it's really special. And we had a really beautiful team on it. We built a set. it's just special because it was like about 30 people that worked on it. And I mean, that's amazing, you know.
That's insane in this day and age because
everyone's feeling the pinch. Film, like camera film.
That's sick.
Oh, properly old
because
film.
Everybody's feeling the pinch in our industry, right? The budgets are small. People are filming on iPhones. There's no one there. So to be able to produce something at that scale is massive.
But Apple have said that you can literally film a Hollywood film on
Don't
iPhone.
worry about Apple, mate.
I know, that's what we Samsung.
We want to support local creatives.
Old school,
old school.
Better, you know, more interesting. Like
80s babies, Elliot.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, I'll give it to you. Well, I think that we can safely say that the influencer landscape is not dead. Then I think maybe the cheap version is.
Yeah, righty. I really need to do some work on mine. Nadia, can I consult?
Izzy, I've got an idea. I can do this. We can have like a lesson on influencing for you. And then you can come down for a Swans game and you can teach me AFL because it's like the one code that I'm not versed in.
Perfect. I love that. That's a great idea.
We can film it for the podcast, and it's like
oh my god,
it's a hot girl's guide to AFL. So it's for all the chicks that don't know that much about AFL.
Write that down. Hot girl's guide to AFL. I like that.
That is the perfect.
I thought you were a Swannies fan wearing that outfit today.
Oh yeah, of course I am. I just live down the road from the SCG. Like I
did maybe see that when I googled you. I wasn't going to drop the address, but you're very close to the SCG.
I am. I'm walking distance. You can come stay next time you come for a game.
I reckon I used to park right near your house when we used to go to Swannies games when I was growing up.
Or was it because of you were trying to fight?
Now, this is the perfect segue. She knows nothing about AFL football because
she knows a bit.
Well, enough. Barely enough. We won't embarrass her on the show because she's extremely well versed in the NRL as the daughter of the great Australian rugby player. So
Nadia'd be a good New South Wales fan
Russell
as well.
Fairfax, exactly. And as we film the show today, we have just had game 3 of State of Origin?
What, game 3? Well, we won the whole series, Elliot.
It's over. It's over. Okay, great. Well, shows how much I fucking know about State of Origin.
Elliot, you told me you were watching last night.
I was.
Yeah, but he was pissed. He had 3 glasses of wine.
I wasn't pissed. I wish I was pissed off 3 glasses of wine. Fuck, cheap date, lucky Mitch. But in all seriousness, being Sydney's original it girl came not necessarily from the profile that you built. I was Sydney's second in girl. That you built online, but it was actually what you built offline. And you grew up with a very famous dad who was very much an icon of Australian sport. What was that like?
I think when I was really young, I didn't even understand. Like, I had no idea. Dad was very, very modest. There was never jerseys hanging in our house or anything like that. There was no sort of like bullshit, really. He was pretty down to earth. And if I ever heard someone like come to him and talk to him about like his career, he'd always reference players around him, like the great Arthur Beetson or a great coach, people that he admired across league and union. So I felt like I didn't really understand till much later. And then now I'm like extraordinarily proud and like it's very cool. And it made me realise how much I probably learned from him.
You're one of the biggest nuffies I know when it comes to footy. Like, genuinely one of the biggest nuffies. Guys, girls, or otherwise, mate, you are fucking obsessed. Did that love of sport come through your dad? Like, you're so passionate about it. Like, it will genuinely change. Prince William went on Travis Kelce.
Oh, I did see that New Heights
podcast. He said that the result of Aston Villa's win or lose in the English Premier League would alter his mood for days at a time. And you're like that.
I mean, he should really not say that, considering like his decisions can help alter like a lot of world good. Gravely concerning. But I feel like I don't showcase a lot of this part of my life. Like, I'm not like out there like yelling on my Instagram like, oh, fucking rah, 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 this team. But
you will be when you do Hot Girls Guide to AFL.
No, but I do. Don't worry. Like, so even last night, my husband was like, oh my God, can you tone it down a bit? Like, you're turning me off. This is actually funny, but Elliot and Randa, but you know the dress my mum wore to my wedding, that purple dress?
Yeah.
On it?
Yeah.
Till literally the day she died, she used to say to me, I cannot believe you made me wear that dirty Melbourne Storm coloured dress. Because that's how much our family like cares and values sport. So like red, white and blue are colours you'll see me wearing all the time because of the Roosters.
So funny.
Or like, Elliot, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know, and also just on that, we do have to have a really quick beat to acknowledge Faxy's mum. I knew her for a decade. She was absolutely incredible. She passed last year and we had so much fun with Shaz Fairfax. So, Shaz, I hope we're doing you proud when she's listening to this episode up above.
Yes, you talking about sport. She's going to be like,
she'll be ecstatic. So, Shaz, this episode, we're dedicating this episode to you.
Thanks, Phil.
Now, you had your own experience with elite sport. You could have gone on to be a professional sportsman. You ended up at the AIS as a gymnast.
I was an elite gymnast, Elliot.
Did I?
Well, I didn't see any medals from the Olympics.
Did I hear, like, as a 9-year-old, you moved out of home to go to the AIS?
Yeah, so went to the AIS, got scouted, and I went down when I was 9. And I actually was too young to live in residency for the first couple of years. So I had to bill it with other families.
Right.
9, then moved in, and then I was on scholarship till I was 17.
So when you're at the AIS and you're in Canberra, did you ever sneak into Mooseheads talking about nightclubs?
I did underage. North, you name it. Often with like Brumbies players or Raiders players. Like.
So who was your favourite then, Brumbies or Raiders?
Well, I like both codes because Dad was a
players-wise.
Oh, I've kissed a few both codes.
I was a Stephen Larkham fan. Does that name ring a bell?
Of course it does.
Throughout your life, you've had amazing successes. You've also had a few adversities. What do you think that the biggest lesson you took out of that elite level of sport?
It helps you sort of just do the task all the time, no matter what. Some days you're not feeling it, some days you're like, but you have to show up to training. And I think that that's such an amazing thing to carry through into daily life because we don't always feel amazing, like especially in what we do, Elliot. Like our confidence can dwindle up and down, like, you know, but then you still have to be there for that photo shoot or you still have to MC that event in front of 100 people, you know, like, but just being able to sort of push the head noise aside and just positive self-talk yourself, like, okay, I've got this, I'm ready, let's go. Even sometimes you have to fake a little bit, like, you're not always confident. I'm not always confident. I mean, you might be sometimes, Elliot, hey?
I feel like I'm on the Elliot Gardo roast on this fucking episode. Bad idea having her on the show.
He's gone the colour of your top.
Bad idea. You two are a terrible combination. I can't wait for our first drink together.
Next time Elliot's sick, I'll just come and we can have someone else.
Yeah, I reckon. 100%. So, sport, fashion, women, everything involved. What's this tipping competition?
Yeah, okay. So
sorry, that was. Let me just set that up for you properly. You just jump straight into it. So
that's fine. Don't worry about segueing into it. Let's just go.
We don't need you, mate. We're just chatting.
Nadia, explain exactly the concept.
Yeah, so I've got a female tipping comp. It is NRL.
Yeah.
But, you know, we could open it to more codes as...
Yeah, I actually think we get hot girls for tipping. No, we'll change the name. But I reckon it'd very much work in AFL.
Yeah, I think, of course. Any sport, really. But basically, it started with like 5 girlfriends. It was really small. I had to like encourage these girls to get involved. And I was like, it's just a $50 buy-in and I'll throw in a Venustus massage, which is like a super fancy massage in Sydney. Like just so I could get them to join. And then as the years have gone past, now there's 20 of us and it's like, I would say like pretty, I don't know, high-flying chicks across Sydney society. Like there's like publicists, there's like some of our top real estate agents, there's Pilates gurus, there's interiors girls, like it's a real cross-section of people. Everyone's so into it and they're constantly like, I had a baby shower like a week ago and one of the girls is a fashion designer and she came in and she was like, I just can't believe how much closer this has brought me with my husband. Like we're talking about every game and I'm like talking about it midweek. I'm reading articles, like I'm watching the midweek commentary and I'm like, it's what happened. Special. Bringing marriages like
together.
Hey, Faxi, do you reckon that women have understood sport more deeply than they've been given credit for, especially when it comes to the footy?
Yeah, understanding in a different way, maybe definitely understanding, obviously, the rules and everything like that. But I think like sometimes like I watch and I can see a different emotional reaction or I can see like a certain mood of a team in the change room before they've even run out. I'm like, they've definitely got it. They are dialed in today. I think we see different elements and I think that's pretty cool.
So how do you go on your own tipping comp?
This season, I was like trying too hard. And so I was like going for all the upsets and I was like, okay, you know, no one will tip this. So I'm going to tip this and they might win. And I was at the bottom of the ladder, no joke.
Yeah.
But I've my way up and as of last night, I'm running equal fifth.
Equal fifth. Are you a chance to...
There's only 3 points between me and the leader.
Oh, so you're a chance to get your own massage.
Absolutely. now the cost has gone up. Now it's like more to join. I think like the number one prize is like $4,000 or something like that.
No word of a lie. I think we get an AFL one up and going.
Faxi can captain that as well once she learns a little bit more about the AFL.
Yeah.
Just to finish, Fax, I wanted to ask you, why do you think that sport is one of the rare places in Australia where your class, your job, your postcode, your taste can collapse for 2 hours and you can just be at one with your neighbour.
It's just like a shared passion for a team is like you can't emulate that any other way. I find that it's like the best way to connect. You know, I was saying like I have to talk to people that don't often like, you know, we're not always on the same page. I feel like I can always find something with sport, whether it might not necessarily be footy, but it's like, I'm like, oh, did you see Wimbledon? Who did you see? Everyone's got their hands in something slightly, even if they don't love it, love it. And so I think it's like a great shared dialogue and like sharing joy and rage and like, I don't know, it's just.
Just one quick one to end. Is Craig winning the best looking rooster of all time?
I actually saw him the other day at the True Blues dinner and he's still bloody handsome. I'll tell you that for free. He's not typically my taste, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Well, Faxi, we've got to thank you for coming on because, to be honest, I'm pinching myself that it has taken this long to get you on the show. You are the perfect hybrid of everything that this show stands for.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing how optimistic you are for the future of the industry that you have been at the forefront of for such a long time. I think anyone who's young and listening to the show today really should hone in on that advice from Nadia. We love you.
No, just before we finish, and good luck. And when this episode drops, you'll have a new kid.
Guys, I don't know. I feel like that went way too quick. What else can we talk about? Don't you want to I'd love to have a glass of wine with you both.
Yeah, no, I'm coming up to Sydney. We're going to the footy.
Yes, I'd love that. Seriously, please. Anytime.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. And
thank you and good luck.
Sorry my water didn't break or anything.
Cut the mics, otherwise we'll never get rid of her.
And if you're just tuning in, two unlikely mates, celebrity stylist Elliot Garneau and Norm Smith medalist Isaac Smith are here to tell you what is what.
Hey, no utes in the valet.